A Jack Daniels swilling, pizza-eating, dog-hating, whore-using, cocaine-abusing, hairy-back, big-belly blowhard from New Jersey. The fat little bastard known as Artie Lang!
I love comedians.
Okay, well, tell me what you think afterwards. Artie Quitter podcast. This is a guy that I am like an unbelievable fan of. Really, I was very nervous when I heard I'd be able to do this because he's someone that's just a guy I admire so much. Not only on stage as a guitar player, legendary guitar player, but just his whole attitude and the way he seems to go through life and with a smile, and even though he's singing the blues, the great Buddy Guy. What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good. At my age, you can't complain because you don't get help.
I was going to say, you're 79 years old, and did you ever see yourself getting to be 79 and living on the road and playing guitar? And, it's a hard life. You ever see yourself getting this far?
No, I was at B.B. King's 60th birthday in Memphis, and that'd been a while ago, and he made a comment. He said the way we musicians live, he never thought he would make 60, and he made it to 89.
Right.
So,
yeah.
a lot of people look at musicians, I guess comedians too, and feel like they're not super. They super. They shouldn't get sick. They shouldn't go to sleep. They shouldn't take a bath. That's not true, man. It's a job. So far as I'm concerned, just like any other job. And if you do your job well, you'll never get fired.
Right, yeah, well, yeah, but you do that, man. But it's, I'm a comic and I'm on the road a lot, and sometimes they say that lifestyle. But, it brings me to my next question. I watched a Netflix documentary about Keith Richards, Under the Influence, and there's a whole, it's amazing for a lot of reasons, but I recommend it because there's a whole about 10-minute chunk of you and Keith Richards playing pool. And every time I hear about a famous musician like David Bowie, recently, or somebody else dying, I go, there's somebody, guys like Buddy Guy and Keith Richards, outlived. And I think you could tell why in watching that scene. You guys you just seem very relaxed, and you just take it day by day, and you're laughing, and it doesn't seem like the world gets to you. And my question is, if that's true, how do you relate to the blues? Like, what made you get into the blues? What made you relate to being, like, depressed in a way that you play guitar and sing about it?
Well, first of all, I think I was born with the blues, and I'd rather fight the switch. I was born, I'm a sharecropper's son. In case you don't know what that is, that's you work and you get you eat to live and live to eat. There wasn't no such thing as a bank where I came up at. And I just fell in love with the late, great Lightning Hopkins, the T-Bone Walkers, and the John Lee Hooker, people like that.
Right.
And back in those days, it was just something that you did that too many other people didn't do it. Nowadays, quite a few young women and men can play all kind of instruments. But back in my days, if you found a guitar player, he stood out like a sore thumb. And I just thought that was something I would do. And I said, I got you now. I can do something you can't do.
Right.
And it's fun doing it, and I love doing it, and that's what brought me into it. And thanks to the British in the late 50s, 60s, you start getting a decent salary for doing it. But I didn't play in that because you couldn't look up and say, I want to make a career out of being a blues player, and you say you'd have to work days and play it at night just for the fun.
Well, that makes sense. It's great to hear too that you could play like that, but you're not you're not blue as a person. I think that's a key thing. And you brought up an insane a phenomenon that happened in the '60s. All these British bands, the Stones, the Beatles, all these guys, they were a fan of American black music, the blues, and over here we didn't pay much attention to it, to the point where you said you couldn't even make a living at it. And then all of a sudden, these young kids, the British invasion, they come over here, and they start reintroducing young white kids in the States to music that was here already. They made it famous. And you'd think you guys might be a little annoyed because they're ripping you off, but the direct opposite was true. You were happy because they were promoting your music and they gave you a career. Is that kind of what happened?
Yeah, you exactly right. Actually, I don't know if you remember, that was a television show when the Stones started getting bigger than bubblegum. That's called the Shindig.
Right.
And they came here and they was trying to get them to do the show. And Mick Jagger said, I'll do the show if you let me bring Muddy Waters. They say, who in the hell is that? And he said, you mean you don't know who Muddy Waters is? We named ourselves after one of his famous records, Rolling Stone.
Unbelievable.
And a lot of white America didn't know they know who he was, but I don't know if you remember when Elvis first came out, he went to Ed Sullivan's show. And Ed Sullivan told him, so you can shake from waist up, because I can't let you shake from waist down. Well, Louis Jordan and all these guys, Little Rich and all those guys, they was doing that, and Elvis was going down in Mississippi picking that stuff up, man, and he was getting it, because Louis Jordan was boogie-wooking, man, before my dad was able to get a radio. That was a battery radio, man, and they was just keeping it hid from them because they didn't think their kids should be introduced to that kind of music.
Wow. I mean, that's unreal. Think about that. The guys didn't even know who Muddy Waters was. And it's so cool that the Stones were cool about that, because if they were kind of, selfish jerks in a way towards you guys, you might have stayed not known, and they might have just ripped you off and moved on. Because, look, that happened, especially with the racism going on. That happened back then, where you just get forgotten financially and every other way. And it's cool that they were like that. So Muddy Waters gets introduced to the Stones. When do you come into this? When does Muddy Waters goes to that show, but when does Buddy Guy start getting involved?
Well, first of all, I was in Chess Studio in 1964 doing a session, and I'm like scuffling and hoping I could get some kind of record while somebody would be buy a few of them, and they brought in these guys with this long hair. I had never saw a white person with long hair and high heel boots. And they brought them in my studio. I was right in the middle of a session, and I'm finna get mad, man. I'm like saying, I want this place quiet. I'm trying to do my best.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Muddy Water had helped them, brought all their instruments up to do an audition for Chess Records, the Rolling Stone.
No kidding. So it was just like it happened to be luck that you were in the studio that day. And, you see, did you be honest, did you at any point think they were white girls?
No, I actually thought they was girls when they walked in, if I understand you right, because I had never saw that a white man with that long hair hanging down on their neck like that, and they had on their high boots, the British style.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, who in the hell is this? What are y'all doing? I thought it was like, okay, here comes Santa Claus, man, with a toy for you or something like that. They was playing a joke on me, but it was the Stone.
Yeah, I mean,
they got pictures of that here. I think they still got pictures of that here in the Chess Studios now, because they asking me to do my next session, and that's in the Chess Building, which is a landmark now.
Oh, that's great. Okay, cool. I was going to say you're in the studio right now. You see guys who look that much different than you, appearance-wise, and you go, there's no way these guys can be a fan of mine. They look so much different, and realize they're not only, they worship you. I mean, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards met each other because Jagger supposedly had, Little Richard and Chuck Berry and Muddy Waters records under his arm, and that's what attracted Keith to him. Said, hey, let's be friends because we like the same music. If that never happened, buddy, if that British invasion thing never happened, how different would your career have been? Do you think you would have kept going? Do you think you would have been able to support yourself financially? Would you take a day job, like they say?
Oh, I always did have a day job, because I was brought up in Louisiana on a farm, man, and I was told, don't ever steal, don't ever take. Whatever you got, earn it. And I was driving a tow truck and playing my guitar at night for less than $1. Sometimes I used to take $1 if I had it and give it to a couple of friends of mine. I said, change this dollar and put it into 2 quarters and the rest in nickels and dimes. I said, as soon as I play a few licks, throw the quarters up there and start the other people to throw it so we can get my coffee at home.
Wow. Yeah, times have changed. That's unbelievable. I mean, look, you love doing it. I mean, when you play guitar, man, and sing, I was just watching the Stones Shine a Light documentary of the Beacon shows that Scorsese did. When you come out there, I got to tell you, I love the Rolling Stones, buddy, but you sound like a humble guy, so I'll say it for you. I mean, you steal that show for a little while. Jagger's got a great voice, but when you come up to that microphone and just go, I want to get high to smoke. That's like, come on, that's a voice. That song, that particular song, talks about smoking weed and all this stuff, and it's very anti-cocaine, that song. I'm not going to use any of that stuff. Did you ever go through a time, Keith Richards famously had a lot of problems. That ever get to you, those demons of drugs on the road? You ever have a problem with that?
Well, let me start right here. Actually, I wasn't supposed to sing that song, and Mick lost his voice, and he came to me at the last moment. He said, I done lost my voice. You're going to have to sing Champagne and Reefer.
Oh, no, okay. Yeah, that song's called Champagne and Reefer.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, man, I don't want to go out here with the Rolling Stones as famous as you guys are. So I looked around, and Keith had a big reefer, and I said, well, this is a fake just for taping. It's not the real thing. So I walks over to him. I said, well, man, that's a good idea to use a fake reefer. He said, man, I don't use nothing fake. This is real.
Uh-oh. And that's probably good reefer. Oh, man, that's hilarious. So that was a spontaneous thing. Oh, man, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, songs like that are just, that was perfect. It's funny. My manager had a theory that the acoustics are so good in the Beacon Theater, as good as you sounded, almost anybody could sound that good with those acoustics singing a song like that. So I played the Beacon Theater, and I did stand-up. But I said, well, I did a sound check. Let's try to see if that's right. So I yelled out, I want to get high this morning, and all the lighting guys just said, that sounds terrible. So you have a real talent. I'm sure you know that.
Well, I get that all the time. I don't always get good comments about my playing. Do you know, ever since I call myself professional, every time I think I've done well, people look at me and say, you wasn't feeling well tonight. When I think I done did a terrible job, people looked at me and you was on last night. I said, was I? It's always the other way around.
Well, maybe you're too close to it. How did you learn how to play guitar, buddy? Are you self-taught? Like, it's just in you, man. How'd you get that good at it?
Well, wasn't no guitar players, as I said earlier, wasn't no guitar players around, and my dad and them used to go get one guy who could play a little Lionel Johnson stuff on Christmas. That's the only time I would see it. And I used to stretch rubber bands, strings up against my ear to try to hear any kind of tone. I used to drive 2 nails in the wall in my mama's house and stretch wire as tight as I could, as long as I could hear some kind of sound out of it. Now, where that came from, I don't know. Both of my grandparents, I used to question them. They say, well, we don't know nobody who was musical inclined as far as we can go back. Because, as you said earlier, there wasn't no such a thing as a decent living playing music when Lightning Hopkins and all those great guys was playing. They was playing it for the love of music, which I get a lot of questions now about my playing compared to a kid today. A kid today can look up and say, I want to take music because I can do well if I hit the right thing and do the right thing. Right. When we play music for the love of music, not the love of money.
Oh, no, absolutely, man. You know what? It shows. You can tell, you can tell, I know you won't, again, you're a humble guy, so I'll say it for you. Quite frankly, you seem a little bit more passionate than Justin Bieber. I'll say it for you. Listen, you're nominated for 2. I could talk to you forever. I know I got a limited amount of time. You're promoting stuff. I appreciate these minutes here, buddy. But I want to talk about this. You're up for 2 Grammy Awards, and you already got 6. So these could be your 7th and 8th Grammy Awards. It's amazing. You're nominated for Best Blues Album and Best American Roots Performance for the title track. The Experience Hendrix Tour starting February 24th. You're headlining, and look, man, you're going back on the road. Is that something at this age you get a little weary about, or can you not wait to go?
I cannot wait to go because I talked to all of these guys. I'm telling you about that passed on and gone. The last one was the last May, B.B. King. And even David Bowie, he was in my club here in Chicago. And I don't know why we would always talk about it. If you go before I go, don't let the blues die. And wherever I can go to let some young people, because, we don't get a airplay no more on the blues. But Muddy Waters, Eric Clapton or whatever.
Right.
Maybe Eric Clapton or one of them, they might play a little often they do Muddy Waters. But that's why the Stones had to tell America who Muddy Waters was. But because Muddy Waters record was played on the AM black stations and it was ignored. And our music is not played now. Now, your big FM station, we got satellite, thank God for that. In other words, our music is not being heard every once or twice a week like everybody else's record is.
Right.
Now, I'm the last left up here from that area. I'm just trying to keep it alive.
Now, you're doing a good job. Look, I'm 48 years old, but the first time I heard of you was with the Stones. I took a younger cousin of mine. He was about 17 years old to the Shine a Light thing at the Beacon. And I couldn't go at the last minute. He took the ticket to go. Which I said, you know what? He goes, why don't you want to go? I said, I've seen Buddy. I want you to. He loves this music today, hip hop and all this stuff. And that's cool. It's got a place. But I said, just watch Buddy Guy come out and sing and play guitar because he knew the Stones already. And he's 17 years old. He called me up. He went, he was unbelievably moved by it. Like he said, I lost a night sleeping, thinking of his voice and the way he played guitar. And I said, yeah, it's important you remember that, man. And it helps you through the bad times, stuff like that song. So I appreciate you helping me through some bad times with your music. And I hope you live till 150 and sell your soul back to the devil like Robert Johnson did before you die, right?
Yeah, they say that most people felt like that, but I don't feel like that. I think when I go out and play, I look out at faces, and if I hear the note of somebody smile, a smile is always better than a frown.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. And for a while, you forget about the frown. That's what I mean. It's seeing you and Keith Richards up there. I'll let you go after this, but Keith Richards, is he one of your closest friends? Is it true that you're close friends? It seems that way, but is a guy you talk to every once in a while?
We're the best of friends, man. Jeff Beck, Keith, all of those guys, Eric, now, man. Wow. We don't know how to say no to one another. Whenever we're invited to participate in anything, I have never heard one of them refuse to say I wouldn't do it. He said, even my last album, man, you got people say, well, will you do this for Buddy Guy? Yeah. And the same way here. If they ask me to come in and play a few notes, I'm like on top of the world, man. Just being asked that question to be a participator in some with some of these famous people.
Yeah, well, it is a privilege, but you know what? Guys like Keith Richards seem like they realize no matter where he is in the world, it's like, you know what? If it wasn't for this guy and guys like him, I wouldn't be doing this. So you get up and you go. Again, I wish I could talk to you forever, but I'll let you do your thing. Again, you're nominated for Best Blues Album and Best American Roots Performance at the Grammys. Check that out. You might win your 7th and 8th. You're up for 2 of them. And you headline the Experience Hendrix Tour starting February 24th. And I'm going to try to check you out, buddy. And I wish you the best. Be prosperous, and I love you, man.
Well, please do. And I still get nervous. I don't drink alcohol, but I have to have a shot before I go on stage. So if you come backstage before I go out, you got to have a glass of wine with me.
Well, you know what? You're the only guy I'll say yes to for that. I'm the kind of guy where it goes, that starts a little trouble. So if you don't mind going on a run with me, tomorrow morning we'll be in Hawaii. We'll be running guns. We'll be running guns to Cuba by the morning. But anything for you, buddy. I'll bring it. I'll bring the wine. How's that sound? I'm buying.
All right. Okay. You got it.
And if you got any reefer, let me know. The great Buddy Guy. Thanks so much. Be well, man.
Thank you, and you do the same.
Take care. Mm-hmm. You could thank you. Yeah, you could tell. You can tell talking to that guy. He's just the guy. That's the kind of guy who might live to 200.
And he's the last man.
He's the last one of them. Yeah, it's unfortunately, B.B. King, obviously a heavyset guy. But if you see, diabetes took him out, but 89. You look at B.B. King. You know what? I'm going to have a sandwich. That's fine. But Buddy Guy, and you could tell I was definitely stumbling over my words there because, if I interviewed Kanye West, I'd be like, well, geez, I guess, what are you doing now? What are you rhyming? And I love Snoop Dogg, but, he hasn't had a major album out. And let's face it, there's only so many words that rhyme with izzle. Shizzle. But here's a guy with a real talent that's impressive. When he was young, if you look at him, you could tell he was in really great shape. He looked like he could have been an athlete. And playing that guitar, he closes his eyes. In every performance when he plays his guitar, at some point he closes his eyes and he's just, letting it wail. And, you look at his fingers and the hand, and he's not even looking at him. He's just feeling it. And you go, there's no way he's concentrating right now. It really seems like, and I might be naive in thinking this, but it looks like at some point in every performance, it's just like he's possessed or something. It's not. He's not trying. It's just kind of some spiritual thing is happening, and that could be complete bullshit. But that's what it seems like to me, and that's what music is at its best. People ask what funky means, and to me, if you hear these guys talk, it means sloppy. In other words, what cool is not trying too hard. That's the definition of cool. I think a whole generation is losing their definition of what cool is. It's not got to do with getting a bunch of pussy. Like, if you're famous, like, a dork could get a lot of broads. It's real simple to get laid. Believe me, if you're famous, it doesn't mean you're cool at all. I will point to comics who are the least cool people you ever meet in your life, and pussy trips into them because it's not only about cool. It's about maybe he's got money and whatever, paying my rent. Can I get a necklace? lot going into pussy, but what true cool is a guy who goes through life and at least it looks like he's not even trying, but getting it done, and. It's not precise. It's not rehearsed. It's not, by the numbers. In other words, a great artist is painting. They call it in painting by the numbers. And a great artist goes outside the numbers, goes outside the lines, and that's when you get like Picasso or something. A guy like Van Gogh. Most guys who go to school keep both their ears. Van Gogh cuts off one ear. That's an artist. Springsteen was talking about it on his last HBO special. He was trying to get Max Weinberg to get this drumming down on this one particular part of a song. And Max Weinberg actually used the word sloppy. And Springsteen said, yeah, that's what I want. I want it to look like you're not trying, and it comes out a different way. Keith Richards is the king of that.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's what makes Keith Richards like. You talk to any guitar. I hate when I hear a young kid who's like an aficionado on guitar, went to school and everything, learned everything precise, and they go, "Well, this guy is actually a technician." Yngwie Malmsteen is a better guitarist, whatever the fuck he is, than Keith Richards. And that's probably true technically, but Yngwie Malmsteen ain't closing his eyes with a cigarette and riffing on Under My Thumb at Altamont while the guy's getting shot 3 feet from him. If you watch that Altamont thing, watch Gimme Shelter. Mick Jagger stops because a guy's getting stabbed 2 feet from him. A guy's being killed. Next to that guy being killed by a Hell's Angel, 4 other Hell's Angels are beating women with pool cues. Another couple are fucking.
If that cat doesn't stop it, man.
One girl's giving birth. Before Keith Richards says anything, everybody stops. Jagger, Bill Wyman, everybody. Oh my God! Hell's Angels are shocked at what's going on. You know what Hell's Angels probably see on a daily basis? They're going, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Keith Richards is playing guitar. He doesn't notice it. Until Jagger goes, Jagger has to walk up to him, watch it, and go, Keith, there's mass murder going on. What? Richards they're playing Under My Thumb, which this is a perfect example. Under My Thumb, it's a cool record on the record, the studio version. When they do it live, watch it. Let's Spend the Night Together, the documentary that they did in Arizona. They 100,000 people from 1981. The tour they did for Tattoo You. It opens up with Under My Thumb, and it's such a great version of that song because Richards kind of lets it loose in the beginning. He doesn't follow what's on the album. And that song is playing when the guy gets killed at Altamont, which I think is very significant because that is a song where, Jagger just stops for a little bit and just lets them go. And Richards gets so lost in it, he doesn't see a guy getting stabbed 2 feet from him. But before Richard stops playing, a guy gets killed, 4 women get beat with pool cues, cops get there, take a report, Mick Jagger stops and says, can we just have a Hell's Angel rips the microphone from Mick Jagger and goes, you're not going to hear any fucking music, you want to go home? And the entire time this is happening, you hear, where the fuck is that coming from? Keith Richards is still playing. When Jagger notices it, he actually runs over to him. Keith, stop playing. I'll try to stop this. Stop what? I'll tell you later. That's funky. You get caught, you get lost in it, man. It's you don't know. I'll give you an example. Your whole generation thinks Justin Timberlake is cool. He's not. He's unbelievably talented, an unbelievably talented performer. And when he dances and when he does sketches on Saturday Night Live by the book. Every young person, he's the funniest guy, blah, blah. And he's amazing in those sketches. Well, yeah, you know why? Because he's been rehearsing since he's 3 years old in the Mickey Mouse Club. Of course he's good at it. He's a professional performer. But he's not dangerous. He's not cool. He's not sloppy. He's not funky. It's by the book. He hits the step with if those black things were down there like Arthur Murray dancing, he hit every one of them. You know who was fucking cool? James Brown. Watch James Brown dance. He ain't hitting those black marks. He's making up a new fucking dance on the spot is what he's doing. Michael Jackson. I saw Michael Jackson live. Holy shit. That to me, Michael Jackson is the best human being, the best human dancer. I watch, and unbelievable. You go, and he's just making that up. He's possessed right now. Something's happening there. Justin Timberlake, I guarantee he does the same dance every night. He was in a group called NSYNC. Okay? If Keith Richards and the Stones were named NSYNC, it'd be an ironic name, like Fat Guy's Tiny. They're in sync, yeah. Which is why, the only one you hear of right now is Justin. The others have, I don't know if they have Justin's number anymore. Lance Bass, of course, is gay, wants to go to the moon. Lance, by the way, if you think you have to go to the moon because you're gay, we tolerate it now. It's fine. Stay here. Stay here. We're fine with it. Don't go to the moon. Joey Fatone, again, a lot of people point this out on the internet, and I think it's hilarious. It was a heavy set guy. He's the fat guy from NSYNC, and his name spells Fat One. I think that's fantastic. It's one of my favorite stats. Really unfortunate for him. But Justin Timberlake, unbelievably talented, but he ain't Keith Richards is cool. Slash is cool. The new Guns N' Roses guitarist, the new Buckethead guy that replaced Slash, that's the rap on him. All the critics, they go, yeah, he's not Slash because he plays those records to a T. And, Axl Rose going on the road with those records, he hired a guy specifically who was by the book because he just wanted it to be like karaoke. And that's what it is. It's karaoke. Slash wrote that shit, man. It's like, he's sloppy. He's funky. There was two black kids I went to high school with. They were cousins, Barry and Ed Mormon. Ed Mormon was a ladies' man, by the book, and in my opinion, not cool. Always like perfectly dressed, whatever. Barry was not perfectly dressed all the time, always sloppy, but he wrote in magic marker on the back of a T-shirt, a V-neck T-shirt that he played football and basketball in. He wrote this nickname that he made up for himself, Kid Funkadelic. And I first saw the difference between precise talent and funky when I would watch Ed and Barry Mormon. Okay, Ed was a little more articulate. He came from a wealthier dad, and he would when Ed would tell you a joke. Here's how Ed would tell you a joke: Our two Polish guys go into a bar. One Polish guy said, "Blah blah blah," and he would tell you the joke. I mean, that monotone, but the time he'd take all the right pauses, like he's literally reading it. I go, "Thanks, man." And you're laughing. Oh, it was great. Here's how Barry Mormon would tell you a Polish joke. And Barry sat right in back of me in history class, Kid Funkadelic. And during a test, like the final exam, whether you're going to fail or not, in the middle of it, I'm trying to think what I'm saying, God, I should have took a book home. And I
hope he didn't cheat off you.
Well, listen. Well, no, of course not. He's not that stuff. He's not that funky. So I said, cheat off Ed. So he hits me on the shoulder every test, in the middle of an hour into a 2-hour test, and he wants to tell me a joke. Mm-hmm. And I learned that even though Ed had probably told me the same exact joke, I would say, no, Barry, tell me the same joke, because it's going to be way different. So you heard how Ed told the joke. Here's how Barry told a Polish joke. Now you had to wait. You didn't know when to laugh because you didn't understand him, first of all. So you'd have to. He would go up with his voice when he's about to tell the punchline. So you'd have to read that, and then he always laughed at himself. So not to be insulting, you laughed when he laughed because you knew when to laugh. I had no idea what he was talking about. You knew the first two words, and then you had to roll with it. He go, "This is Barry. You're up, man. You're up, yeah, man, it's two Polish motherfuckers. They went to bar. They just shit, go back and see if you had a girl. Come here. This bar, where you the bastards coming down there? You come back in the pocket. How you Polish out here? You didn't have Polish motherfuckers. You reckon back inside that rabbi come out the back. He went to the Jewish motherfucker. And then they had Polish. Well, I got Polish out of the fucking back. He come back with the booze. He get back in the bar there. Get back on the sidewalk. I didn't say the Polish on the sidewalk because Polish motherfucker come back. So I come in. Now he's going up. I know the punchline's going. Now he get back in. He's making a big face. And I go, ah! And now we're screaming laughing because I don't know what he said. I knew what he said because I heard Ed tell the joke articulately. Ed told the same joke. I didn't laugh nearly as hard as Barry, and Barry might as well have told it in Chinese. This is what I understand, and then you don't understand it anymore. He goes, "Yo, Artie, there's two Polish motherfuckers." Then you're on your own. Go back and say, fucking rabbi coming the all the guys in the joke, rabbis, priests. Come I got two kids, but fucking say my cock's out. What you peeing on the Bible? Get back! Here we go. Sounded at the end. He sounded like. Who's the guy who yelled real hard who got in 2004 and they got rid of him?
Howard Dean.
Howard Dean. That's what he sounded like. Barry Mormon sounded like Howard Dean at the end when he told the joke. As a matter of fact, that'd be a great character. Kid Funkadelic Dean. See, that's what happens when an uncool guy tries to get funky. That's a perfect example. Howard Dean is a by-the-book guy, politician. All of a sudden, he tried to be funky. And that's what happens. Ah! Yeah, Buddy Guy's going champagne and reefer, and he goes, Buddy Guy would come in, Dean, man, I'm happy to support your campaign, but don't do that again. Don't be funky no more. You're bringing me down. Yeah, Barry Mormon, Kid Funkadelic Dean. Yo, we're gonna take back. We're gonna win here, Tom Hawker. We're gonna go back with Tom Hawker. We're gonna go to different states and shit. We're back in the Texas. We're gonna win there. We'll win Texas. Go fucking win Arizona. We're fucking back in here. Coming up to Florida. Get back out there. Come back to we got Adirondacks. Coming out here. Harlem and shit. We're back in the city. We gotta go Richmond, Virginia and bullshit. We're gonna get some pussy out of North Carolina. Get back and say. Then we're gonna watch this. Hey! Yeah! Apparently Dan doesn't like it. Well, I'll tell you, I hope Barry's alive. I doubt it. He dated a white chick. Barry was a guy who could get hot black chicks, but wanted a white chick for the status. And hot black chicks liked Barry because he was Kid Funkadelic. But instead, for the status, like he thought it was status, he would date like a chick who looked like the fat chick from Facts of Life.
Oh,
what was her name?
Oh,
okay, don't Google it. Don't bother. I'm sorry that you're not a good-looking girl when you don't bother Googling. We're not even We're not even assuming she might have gotten better looking.
there's no chance.
Yeah, keep looking at her. Well, Barry would have fucked her. And the last time I saw Barry, I had a waitering job for 3 seconds. I was a terrible waiter at this restaurant outside of where Barry lived by Irvington over there. Oh my God! I was 20 years old. My sister got me the job because she worked there for a little bit. And that's the job. Did I tell this story on the podcast? I don't know if I ever told you.
The one about
the nose?
Yes. Yeah.
The night before, my sister was the guy who ran the place. He managed the place. He was a connected guy, very dangerous, big fat Italian guy. And my sister, didn't want to recommend to me. And my sister knew me. She goes, I don't want to get you. Are you going to embarrass me? Just come to work. I'm like, Stacey, come on. You really think that of me? She's like, yes, I do. Yeah, and Stacey's the most efficient. Everybody loves her. My sister, a beautiful girl back. She was like putting herself through FIT. That's what she did. Gorgeous. And the fat Mexican kid would always hit on her, the chef. And I know how to tell him he's never shot. Not sounding racist. But listen to this story. He would go, "Oh, you're Stacy's brother? Oh, see, I love Stacy. See? Can I have a number?" "What number? Her social security number?" "No, see." And I gave him a fake number like 3 times. I gave him my buddy Danny the cop's number.
Oh, God.
I did it on purpose.
Oh.
"Hey, Lang, who's this fucking guy? Tonto or something?" That's so great. I said, "Yeah, no, by the way, that guy wants to bet with you, so really, really pay attention." Because Danny was a runner. He goes, "Yeah? Yeah, you make some money off him." A day later, "Hey, Lang, go fuck yourself." So I used to do that all the time. My other buddy Shecky would get so drunk. There was a chick that he liked, like on a bar, and he would get like blind drunk. And he would ask me the chick's name because he thought I knew her, and I didn't know. So I'd make up a name. I go, "What?" He goes, "What's her name?" I would go, "Petula." I'm trying to think of an odd name. He goes, "Really?" "Oh, yeah, she's very Petula." Named after the singer Petula Clark. "Really?" "Yeah, but she says Petula." So he's a foot from this woman, spitting on her neck for 10 minutes. "Petula! Hey, Petula! Hey, Petula! Hey, Petula!" Now, by the 4th Petula, me and my friends are, how should I describe it? Throwing up a lung laughing. And finally, after 10 Petulas, he goes, "Petula! Petula! Oh, you're a fucking dick!" By the way, a kicker to the Barry Mormon story, some reverse racism for you. The teacher, Miss Liebhauser, Miss Liebhauser was afraid of the black kids. She was afraid because one of them threatened her, like if she gave him a bad grade or something. And so we would laugh at the end during the test of the Polish show because I was afraid he'd kick my ass if I didn't laugh at the Polish show. And so what happens? I get thrown out for laughing.
Oh,
Barry's fine. "Yo, man, fuck mouth. Don't tell. I was laughing." I'm like, "No, it's fine. I won't tell Barry." Cut to me 7 days office detention because I laughed at Barry's Polish joke. I said, "Tell Miss Liebhauser the fucking Polish joke, you fucker." So,
and you would have passed that test if you hadn't been kicked out.
No, nowhere near. Barry thought this is a funny thing. Barry's one of those guys. He thought the blue part of the globe was the sky. So, he's one of those guys. Look, I thought that till the 10th grade, but I said, I remember that he goes, "No." I go, "No." I go, "Part of it's water. The other part is sky." "Oh man, I'll remember that." He had a van. He fucked the white chicken called the Love Cave.
Oh,
there might have been rape involved. I don't know what's going on. So again. I hope he's all right. Had bad acne. You ever see a black kid with bad acne?
Oh, that's the worst.
God, it's like bubbling tar.
yeah. Oh,
Jesus Christ. He had one zit that looked like enormous. Like pus is coming out of it during the Polish show.
oh God, man.
Yo, man, you got tissue. So so my sister gets me this fucking job. This is me in a nutshell, how I disappoint people. Like the song "Hurt," that's about me. My sister would know that now. Like back in 1991, she would know. I'll go say, "Listen to "Hurt." if you're worried about me disappointing you. "I will make you hurt. You could have it all. My empire of dirt. I won't show up to the waitering job. I'll forget my apron, and I'll be hurt. And you'll go away in the end. And so will the job." First day, I'm supposed to do lunch first day. Had to be there at 11. Yuppies went to this place. Not yuppies, but this area was starting to get gentrified. So all these fucking asswipe fag fucking yuppies would come in with these fucking polo shirts on. My fucking polo shirt.
What's the cuisine of this restaurant?
It was like a Mexican, whatever, Chinese, whatever. It was like everything. Great question, though. Way to move it along. So it was very popular with the yups though, with the fucking people with those pants, those pleated pants. So the waiter could tell I was a fuck up. My sister just blatantly told him. She was like, "Don't fuck around," So the night before, I meet my buddy Danny, the bad cop. He's always involved at this place called the Rusty Scupper. It was in West Orange, New Jersey. That's the name. West Orange, the classic North Jersey bar. Like they could have shot The Sopranos there.
We had one of those in Chicago, Rusty Scupper.
Yeah, okay.
And it was a mob hangout.
That's what this was. That's what this was, for most part. Yeah, I would go there, put it this way: the mozzarella pizza wasn't the only white thing I went there for.
Oh God.
It's closed now. If you wanted cocaine, you would order a white pizza. Extra cheese. So I went there and I got whatever. I got some mozzarella, and I both kinds. And I'm in the back with Dan, who's a police officer in the United States of America. And we used to go playing Chicky, watching out for people coming in. That was like a Nork thing. Literally, he's got his radio on, and you hear Dan 211 in progress. He shuts it off. Oh God! I go, Dan, are people being murdered? I give a shit. Cutting up a blow with a rookie fucking Pete Rose card. I go, where'd you get that? I go, Dan, that's a rookie Pete Rose card. He goes, no, it's not. It had 4 people. Those rookie cards that rookies to watch. He goes, no, it's not. I go, yeah, it is. He goes, that's Pedro, whatever, there's 4 guys. I go, no, Pete Rose is one of them. He goes, get the fuck out of here. I go, it's all fucked up. I go, Dan, where'd you get that? He goes, Alfie has a collection. His older brother, who's away. I go, Dan, how long have you been cutting up cocaine with the Pete Rose rookie card? And this is before the gambling thing. He goes, I don't know, man, like 2 weeks ago. Does Alfie know? No. I go, dude, that's like $800 card. All right, wow. I go, he goes, well, maybe with the cocaine on it, it'll be more. Yeah, right. Tell the dealer when you go to the card store, say it's a Brookie Pete Rose card, but it has like an eight ball of blow all over it. Unbelievably stupid. But this is addiction. He just kept cutting it off. Deal with this later. On duty. Got a gun. We're in the stall. He goes, Lang, play Chicky. So I'm watching the thing. So a bouncer kind of sees us. And he's fucking, he's going to make a point of coming over. I'm like, oh, fuck. I go, damn, he's coming over. He's got this look on his face. And meanwhile, a lot's going on. There's mob guys. The bouncer might be connected, but the bouncer works there. He's in on the blow business, so he probably doesn't want, we're giving him business. But they don't want to be done in the bathroom because that'll get attention to the place. And he doesn't want the cops to find out about the blow. And I was probably telling him, look, a cop is doing the blow. Very complicated. So Dan goes, I'll fucking flash tin. Show him the badge. And he comes over, and that sort of works on him, but he's pissed off. He's yelling back and forth. And I was fucking drunk, and I'm like, oh, God. I put down my head, and I do something that he thinks is condescending, like giving him the hi-hat, we used to call it, being, arrogant towards him. And he goes, what the fuck's your problem? I go, nothing. I'm listening to you. He goes, keep your head up when you're talking to me. And Dan, the other guy's a cop. He's not fucking with him. Meanwhile, you hear Dan's in the stall while he's yelling at me. You hear 211, see the woman, she's bleeding, and then you hear a stack go off, and then Dan snort the 211 bleeding. God. Anyway, this story actually gets great. So we're trying to figure out, how can we just get rid of this? We'll go outside and do it. We'll just get the fuck away from the place. I go, all right. He goes, unbelievable. He goes, I really haven't decided. If I tell my manager guy, he's not going to be happy with this. And Danny's afraid he might get, thrown off the force with no pension, something that happened 10 days later anyway. And the guy sees Danny putting the card back. He goes, what is that? Is that a Pete Rose rookie card? Guy goes, Danny goes, yeah. He goes, give me that. And we'll forget about the whole fucking thing. Give me that. And I look at Dan. He looks at me, and I go, what are you looking at? He goes, nothing. I go, give it to him. He goes, really? What about Alfie? Well, what about Alfie? You should have thought of Alfie before you cut up a mountain. You're worried about Alfie now? The thing's got enough coke on it to get us all 3 to 5. Possession with intent. Give him the fucking card. He reluctantly gives him the fucking bag. Here, take it. Here, take it. He takes it. He walks away. We're walking outside. He's like, hey, way to play chicky, assway. So now we're walking outside, and these 2 like yuppie kids. These kids will come from the rich section. They're coming in, unbelievable. So it's my fault. So these 2 yuppie kids are coming in like towards us, and we're in a bad mood. And they kind of, I don't know, they did something that made Dan mad. He says something to him. Before you know it, they're in our face like football frat guys. And I just hated guys like that. I was fucked up, and I took a swing at the kid. I just punched the kid in the face. And I dropped him. It was beautiful. And but he gets up, very, very steroid type kid. And he comes at me. Danny, a great fighter, by the way. Danny had a great Irish temper. He used to fight his brother all the time. he would come over bleeding. One time, their cousin threw his brother off the third tier of a mall, and he must have had so much chemicals in him. We ran down, thought he was dead. He got up like nothing happened, like brushed it off like he tripped. I said, "You just fell like 80 feet." Yeah, whatever. So that's the way they talked. They had the same cadence to my grandpa's. Hey, asshole, what the fuck's your fucking problem? There's a place called Bar A in Belmar, New Jersey. And a lot of hot chicks. A famous, legendary Jersey Shore bar. So we're there. Me, Alfie, and Danny are there. And the way Alfie would tell this story, I go, Alfie, tell everybody the Bar A story. He goes, and it's about Danny not having drinks and trying to pick up chicks. So Alfie goes, oh, yeah. That's a great one. So we're down at fucking Bar A. It's fucking Saturday before 4th of July. It's fucking just starting happy hour. And, we're looking around. A couple of hot chicks. There's 10 hot chicks lingering around. And we know we got no money. You got to fucking make this last. We're with deadbeat lions. Never got shit. And, blah, blah. He goes, so I hear fucking Mr. Wonderful go up to these fucking 10 chicks. Go, hey, we'll buy you shots. What do you girls want? And then they ask him for those fucking cunt chick fucking shots that are just red with no booze in them. And I hear they go, we want 10 woo-woos. They add fucking, I'm like, what's a fucking woo-woo? And he's like, that's a chick drink. Who cares? I'm like, all right, whatever. And then I hear the Dan McGrath shuffle. And that's Danny looking for his wallet. Dan McGrath shuffle. Then I hear the Dan McGrath shuffle. This is Alfie telling the story like a Christmas. And he goes, oh, and then he looks over to me and says, his fucking catchphrase. Hey, I lost my wallet. Or maybe it's at home. I forgot it. Alfie, why don't you pay for the drink? That should be embroidered on your fucking cock. So I go up and I pay for the drinks. She says, who else is going to fucking pay for them? And these fucking whores wanted their woo-woos. So I got a woo-woo. Artie's got a woo-woo. We all got a woo-woo. I say to the bartender, I go, honey, this chick. And I go, honey, how much? She goes, your total's $48.50. I had a $50 bill on me for the entire night. $48.50 for the first round, Mr. Dickface. So I go, here's $50, honey. Why don't you keep it? Big shot. So then we all do the shot. Now, here's the situation. It's 5:05 p.m. at Bar A. We got another 9 hours to kill. There's fucking hot chicks there that we can't fucking buy drinks for. They leave. Now they leave with the shots in them. And basically, it's at the beginning of happy hour in Bar A. It's fucking hot out. The sun's shining on me. I got fucking no money left. And all I got in me is a shot of woo-woo.
Oh, it's so much funnier knowing Dan McGrath.
No, I know Danny, but his brother, Danny talks, his brother was that times 10 because Danny emulated that. Like he would go, yeah. He go, and all I got, it's fucking 5:05 p.m. There's no broads around. I got no money, and all I got in me is a shot of woo-woo. He didn't even know why it was funny. Every event, I go, tell the woo-woo story. The best is when it turns a corner, like Mr. Big Shot doing the Dan McGrath shuffle. When we were younger, Alfie used to take us when we were like 11 years old. He would take us in his car. He would go to Irvington or Newark, and he would tell us to lean out the window and hit our two fists together. Me and the other, just hit our fists together. And there'd be a group of kids at the corner. And they were, how should I describe it? They were African American, and they would run over, and basically that was a sign for hits, like a hit of Quaalude or something. When you go like this, you want hits. He'd run to the car. Alfie would buy hits, and then we'd go. Hey, asshole. And I'm going to have to say it, Bill. I don't condone this at all. I don't. I'm just trying to tell the story properly. Alfie was a good kid, but of course brought up differently.
It was a different time.
It was a different time. He would look back and go, we were 11. He goes, hey, you Little League faggots, turn the fucking, I don't know why. We play Little League. We were good at it. But, hey, you Little League faggots, turn down fucking the window. I go, yeah. He goes, you see that pack of shines? Yeah.
Oh, God.
Lean towards him and just hit your fucking fist together. I go, what's that? He goes, that's the fucking mating African call. What is it? Just don't ask what it fucking is. You call the natives over. See those pack of shines? So
I hope I hung up on Buddy Guy.
Yeah, I know.
He might still be on the line.
Buddy probably knows the guys. Kidding me? This is nothing, buddy. these guys are like Gloria Steinem, the racism buddy guys. They're like these guys are like fucking Ryan Seacrest. Dan used to say the same thing, but of course became a cop. Makes a lot of sense. That's why when I see these guys in Ferguson, these black guys, I'm like, well, you know, I can't say totally. Can't disagree. I can't disagree completely. I don't even know if the next story. I'm not going to tell a story. That's never happened to me. It's so offensive. I don't know if I could tell it. It's unbelievable. All right. I went off on a tangent. So anyway, the yuppie kid who I punched, blah, blah, blah. One of the best punches I've ever thrown because I was coked up. And we get into a fight, get into a big fight. The same bouncer comes out, and I take a swing at the bouncer. We just gave the fucking guard to him. He's so mad at me. And he grabs me. Another guy, he calls another bouncer out. Another bouncer comes out and grabs me. Cops go up that they know. Now, West Orange cops. Danny's trying to get them with the badge to make them not kick my ass. Before he can do that, they give me what's called a stop sign. The two bouncers grabbed my hair on either side. I had long hair like this, and the one guy ran me into the cop's knee.
Oh, God.
Like hit my nose right into his knee. Bam! They call that a stop sign. And my nose exploded. And they were about to tune me up even more, man. I was like, one guy got the club out of the whoa. I felt black. I'm saying, I'm with my brothers. I got a point. I wasn't doing anything. What was I doing? Buying and doing cocaine blatantly and yelling and fighting? What was I doing? Boom, a stop sign. And man, they were gonna fucking I know. I would have looked like a cauliflower onion. And Dan comes up with the badge before they could do it. Literally, the guy's got the fucking club like this. Oh. Guy looked like Dennis Farina, typical cop. And Dan goes, whoa, I'm on a job. And he goes, oh, fuck. He goes, all right, you're a cop? He goes, yeah. He goes, can you prove he's a cop? And yeah, the bouncer knows. And the guy goes, is he a cop? He goes, yeah. He had a badge on while he was doing cocaine in the back. Oh, God. He looks at it like he goes, nothing. I'm kidding around. Just go. I go, Dan, is this going to cost us a Mickey Mantle rookie? So my nose exploded. So Dan takes me to the hospital again instead of going to the 211 in Prague. Takes me to the hospital. The hospital used to be right around my block. The Union Hospital it's disbanded now. I don't think there were times it was such a bad hospital. There were times that it ran out of water. Oh, like do you have any painkillers? We don't have water. And I passed out there. He had to leave at some point. I woke up on I must have passed out and blacked out. I woke up like in recovery. They patched up my nose. And I look at it. I said, what time is it? 10 o'clock. I had to be 11 o'clock at the lunch. Lunch. Oh, God. When I get there, I got a voicemail from my sister. Goes, I heard you went to the Rusty Scupper. You better come to lunch. She knew what the Rusty Scupper meant. The Rusty Scupper is another place where you get caught in a snowstorm in July. You know, if you know. Kid Funkadelic. So I rush there. I get there on time, and she's like, "You're rushing." She sees I'm disheveled and hungover, and so does the fat guy. He's like, "All right, should we give him a table?" Yeah. I go to do a table. It's a true story. My hand to God. I go do a table. I don't know what the specials are. They're like in Spanish, like La Isla Bonita. And I don't know. She goes, "What are the specials?" I'm like, I don't know. Like, look at them. And she's looking. They think I'm a little rude. So it's a yuppie couple. They look like modern day pilgrims. I don't know what. And I'm being rude. I'm going, the tone of my voice. The manager's like, what's the tone of your voice? He could have been the bouncer's brother, this manager. Like, he's checking me to make sure I'm all right. I'm literally going, what are the specials? I don't know. Aren't they there? Like, I would forget. Like, I do with babies. Like, babies are really scared because I forget to do the baby voice. Like an infant, I go, what do you want? Ah! What the fuck are you crying about? Ah! They like hearing Broad's voices, kid. You know what I mean? That's you can't do that too long because they turn into Ryan Seacrest. They always want to hear Broad's voice. That's all they can do is hang with the chicks. You know what I'm saying? Got to be with the fellas every once in a while. So it's a nightmare. So I'm like, fine. I got here though. I'll get through the day. I'll make my sister proud. My younger sister, by the way, way more efficient than I am. Way more. Even back then, she was just a professional. And
I'm sorry for laughing, Stacy.
No, she doesn't listen. So I told you she's a winner. So now I'm now I start to relax a little bit. They're looking at the specials again. They look like a very successful couple, or they inherited money. Look like Seth Meyers and Fred Armisen. Very like good, like efficient. Like those guys are always, they look good. You know what I mean? It's like, I wish I was like those guys. I wish I went to, the Mickey Mouse Club. And the woman looks up to ask about one of the specials. Does this come with, looks up, I swear to God, she looks like, like Mia Farrow in Rosemary's Baby. The face, when Mia Farrow says the line in Rosemary, what have you done to its eyes? The look on Mia Farrow's face, she's shaking and like horrified. What have you done to its eyes? She realized her baby is possessed by the devil. That's the look. Or someone's raping her cat. That's the look I get. She looked at me like that, horrified. Then the guy goes, "What's your problem, man?" I go, "No." She gives me a napkin. My nose starts to bleed at a level of like, it's as if, Ray Rice hit me with that lefty at his wife. My nose started to bleed like Ray Rice's wife, and I know. Oh my God, you're the fucking my sister and the fat guy and the Mexican go, "Oh, your brother bleeding?" I see your brother bleed. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? Oh God. And the guy grabs me away from the table. Stacy takes it. I will take this. Go. Yeah, I mean, I know what's going to happen. Like, picture me and my bullshit before I could help out with bills. Picture that tolerance. Picture my mother's tolerance of me. I'm me, but I can't buy her a hot water heater when it breaks. So picture me before I bought my mother a house and a car.
I can't imagine.
No, you can't imagine. They hated my guts. Who the fuck is this?
It's this phone.
Oh, who is it? Is that Buddy Guy?
Hello.
Hang up. Who is that?
Verizon.
Verizon, fucker. By the way, I put a pitch to Springsteen if he wants to make a lot of money in this commercial. Instead for the Verizon, make a call on Verizon. I don't know if he's gonna go. He hasn't called back. It's been a month. Bruce, easy money, dude.
You want me to follow up with him?
Yeah, Bruce, easy money. Dan's gonna follow up. Timmy Sullivan said you'd like this. If you let them do this, you don't have to do anything. Maybe show up for a photo shoot. Send us a picture. Daniel, come over and take a picture. You give it to Timmy at Christmas. Dude, you play this right, you can put like $60K in your pocket. Make a call on Verizon. I'll do the voice. You don't have to sing it. I just need your approval. Make a call on Verizon. Bruce, it's been a month. I don't want to be an asshole. I know you're on tour. So my nose starts to bleed. So the guy, Stacy takes me, the guy grabs me, turns me around. I hit the fat Mexican guy. Oh, I see. You hit me with your blood. And Mexican guys are blue collar. They're such men. They don't care about blood. They're fine with it. But this guy throws me up against one. I'm thinking he's connected. He goes, "What the fuck is your problem?" Well, what did you get your ass kicked? You probably did cocaine. Again, 2 for 2. He got it. And as a joke, I thought I'd light it up. Going, no, I did the cocaine before I got my ass. Like, because actually, my blood, every stream of blood was broken up by little white things. Like, it looked like iceberg. It's like, it's as if the biggest loser on the planet had a nosebleed. You saw cocaine in my blood. You saw failure. You saw my last report card. You saw the high school diploma I didn't get. You saw me losing. You saw me trying to rotate properly in volleyball in summer school and not being able to do it. You saw my mother picking me up and taking me to White Castle and leaving me there. You saw me getting kicked off the cruise ship at the start of my stand-up career because I said cunt. You saw me at the Prader-Willi disease benefit. A benefit where these kids who have Prader-Willi, they have a fucking thing where they can't stop eating. A gene, they can't stop eating, and they get obese. And it cut to me doing 4 food jokes. And then an obese woman with a bandana on her head who I called Prader-Willi Mays. No, I'm sorry, Prader-Willi Nelson. The black guy said it was Prader-Willi Mays. I said, "Who's that Prader-Willi Nelson?" She's that Prader-Willi. I go, "Does she have Prader-Willi?" They go, "No, don't worry. She has cancer." You see that in my blood. Everything. You see my guidance counselor telling me I have a disinterest in my walk and I'll probably be a shepherd. See my father dying with a disappointed look on his face. I don't know, try to do something. Yep. That's all of my blood. You see McGrath going, you're nice way to play Chicky.
Did he say way to play Chicky Lang or way to play Chicky?
No, way to play Chicky. Unbelievable.
It's so funny because when he came to the party over the summer,
Yeah, that's how he talked. Yeah.
the salad. Only the females that were coming to the party brought of your friends, high school friends. Each one brought a different thing, and only the salads were there. And when he walked in, he goes, "Please don't tell me this is the only thing we're going to have to eat today."
What a dick! What a dick! You know what he owes me? I talk about bailing you out. Keep it the South. Shut the fuck up. If I put bark in front of you, oh my God, the entitlement. The entitlement. I was in LA once. I had a meeting with Lorne Michaels. My agent goes, "You have to." David Spade. I'm shooting a movie with him, and he lets me leave early because I got to get across LA to Paramount to Lorne Michaels' office. You got to go. So on my way there in traffic in LA, I'm running late. He calls me from Jersey. He goes, "I got to get the fuck out of town, Lang. Can you Western Union me $1,000?" Doesn't take no for an answer. So I'm screaming. He won't stop calling. I stop at a Ralph's on Sunset. I Western Union grants $100,000. Costs you $62 to do it. $1,062, and I'm almost late for Lorne Michaels, who then makes me wait 4 hours because David Faustino's there.
You never told that. I never heard that part of the story.
Yeah, on the way, I Western Union McGrath them. Could you imagine if I called my William Martin? Why were you late? Well, I'm gonna send you a videotape of a guy at my wedding. This guy needed money. So the guy pulls me aside, like that was, like I said that, I really thought he thought that was funny. I did the go, "Get the fuck out of here!" Throws me. Stacy's looking at me like I'd never see her again.
Oh,
imagine me before. Imagine what my sister and mother thought of me before I made $50,000 at Carnegie Hall. Unbelievable. Well, before I knew Dan Filato in this.
did Stacy still live at home at that point?
No, Stacy got the fuck out of town. Man.
So when was the next time?
Smart. Stacy left at 18. She got up to Hoboken.
When's the next time she talked to you after the restaurant?
Oh yeah, we always we were fine. Hours later, she would always shake her head, going, "Art, I just don't know what's going to happen." And the odds were not with me, man. They were not with me. Everybody. They were all good guys, but Danny after the Rusty Scupper, he always had the money. He was a cop. He was like, "What the fuck is gonna be? What am I gonna be sleeping on my couch when I'm 50?" Cut to the 180 that happened there. Blink of an eye. Guess what, buddy? I'm gonna be supporting you. I'm gonna be supporting you our whole life. Whoa, that's why they play the game. Yep. Yeah, you'd be a fucking comedian. What the fuck? The bouncer thought you were funny. The yuppie that beat the shit out of us thought you were funny. Hey, funny, yeah. You'd be a comedian. You're a fucking deadbeat. He would always get a fucking house down the shore, Leggett's in Belmar. Another legendary place. Right next to it, there was a house. Him and all these cops would get it, and they, didn't pay for anything, flashing tin, all that shit. Every fucking summer, I get a call from him, and this is his voice. This is a good way to do his voice. And there'd always be new Irish guys that got on the apartment that were in on the house, and so I'd make him list them because it was funny. And he goes, "All right, Lang, it's fucking McGrath. Got the house down the short, Leggett's. We can park at Leggett's for free. I flashed tin to the fucking owner. Fucking owner's fine, but he's scared of us. He's half a shine. And we flashed tin. I think he manages the fucking place. And he called the guy Twilight. Because he was half a shine.
Oh God!
I go, why do you call him Twilight? Because he's half a shine. And then I don't hear that for the longest time. He used to call a mulatto Twilight because he was half. That was they thought it was hilarious. It's kind of funny. So years later, I don't hear it again. We're at a Yankee game in 1998. Jeter comes up and I just go, "Come on, Twilight!" I hear him go, "Twilight." I go, "Wait, that's the nickname of the guy." Yeah, he could use it with other people. I didn't think the guy at Leggett's was mad. You could use it with other people. And I was dating a girl who was very like a younger girl, very sort of from this generation. She gets offended and stuff. Why do you call him Twilight? Don't ask.
Oh God!
She always asked Danny, "Why do you call him Twilight?" I'll explain later. He's a fan of the Twilight Zone because he's half a shine. You can't make that up. Guy was a cop. So he goes, we're going to be, I know you're a deadbeat. I ask every year. It's $1,000 for the fucking summer. I can lay out 500, I guess, but I know what the answer's going to be, but I got to ask you. You're like a brother to me. You know that bullshit. Your old man died. I know you want me to do this, so $1,000. Can you make it? I'm like, I don't know, man. I go, yeah, I know what that means, whatever. And but I had to hear him list the names because there were different names, every Irish stupid nicknames. I go, Dan, who's in on the house? All right. It's going to be me, Savage, Richards, Big O, Tonio, McDermott, Callahan, Freiberg, Big Savage, Little Savage, Maroon, Barra, Big O, O'Daniels. I go, who's O'Daniels? He just got on the fucking fire department in Irvington. Can I finish? And I go, yeah. And this was the joke. He would always go, can I finish? I always fell for this. Can I finish? And I go, yeah. And there's he goes, on your mother's face.
Oh, God.
That was the joke. Oh, God. He did like the Wendy Liebman cadence. He stole from Wendy Liebman. He did the pause. Every year I fell for it. Can I finish? All right. On your mother's face. O'Daniels, McDermott, Callahan, Big O, Big Savage, Little Savage, Richards. Why do you call him Twilight? And like a hanging curve of racism. Like racism hung a curve. He swung at it. And hit it out of the park with this line. Because he's half a shit. I'm telling you. So, you realize what happened. I got into show business. And Dan owes me about $400,000. So, it kind of twisted. So now at my shore house, that's how he treated me. At my shore house, he comes over, party, everything for free. And he's pissed there's nothing but salad. It was nothing but salad. Lang didn't tell me this was a fucking fag party. Should I get my leg warmers? Like, Dan, can I finish? You motherfucker. I'm not falling for that shit. Lots happened. My old man died. His old man died. Alfie gone, the older brother. Hodgkin's disease. Oof. Yeah, different time, man. Different fucking time. You tell stories to some younger kids. Like Adam Glynn, I love him. He's like 30 years old. He's got it all going on there. And I told, that's Danny, the shooting. That's his brother. Some of these stories are just better. This is why I wanted a podcast. What I mean by uncensored is nowadays, it doesn't matter what the context is. You can't say certain words, especially with race. Dan Adam, great comic, got in trouble. Heidi Klum got offended because he just said the word German in a joke, a great joke too. And that's all she heard, German. And she got mad at him. Unbelievable. They don't hear context. It's unfucking believable. So, I tell these stories to younger kids. They don't know what to do. They're shocked. It's just Alfie would be an outcast. Not that he was like, Mr. fucking in crowd when he was alive. Worked in the supermarket. Yeah, so that's it, man. The dad's still alive, doing well. He's the guy who didn't have teeth, too, man. He works at crack him a security job from a little blow. The blow melted down, his teeth rotted. And I said, Dan, you got to get teeth. People are horrified. Talking like the witch on the Bugs Bunny thing. The one that goes, a cup of tea, a cookie, and you. That chick with no teeth. I don't got teeth, I get teeth. So I buy him teeth, $6,000. $6,000 for teeth. I call him up for the next job. I found out he gets the teeth, and I can't get him for 2 days. Can't get him. So I'm like, hey, what was Mr. Big Shot eating a Kit Kat? What, eating a frozen Snickers bar somewhere, Mr. Fucking Wonderful? What, are you smiling at somebody? Oh, Mr. Big Shot has teeth. $6,000. Hasn't paid me back for the teeth. Wait, I'm sorry, I forgot about that. $406,000. Anyway, buddy guy again. I look at him and I'm looking at him with the guitar, 79 years old, hugging the guitar with a smile on his face. I've never been that happy, and I never will be. Looking at Buddy, man. He's no Twilight. That's a full moon.
Oh, God.
We're gonna go see him with the Stones. Everything. The Stones are still. Yeah, we still got it. Springsteen's still around. Again, big chance for money with the Make a Call on Verizon. Picture it, man. Make a call. I'm obviously joking around because if younger kids know he's got $1 billion from other stuff, but he still has integrity with no commercials, nothing like that. And during I don't know if you ever heard of this, but Born in the USA time, Chevrolet, this is a true story. I heard he confirmed this, I think, in a book. Chevrolet offered him around 1985, $20 million. All he had to do was take one still photograph. He had to jump up like he did in the Dance in the Dark video.
Yeah.
Jump up play the guitar like this next to a Corvette. They had to get that shot. They said we could have him out in 20 minutes. Andy Lee was like waiting there, 20 mil. The check would be there. The check will be there. He's like, nah, I'm playing Seattle. All right. That's my story. Change Danny McGrath's name to Gino Bisconti.
He said, I said, well, there's another, and I mentioned the girl's name. She's coming with the sandwiches, and he goes, so what do I do until then?
Yeah.
So then he goes, can I use your iPad? So I let him use my iPad.
Yeah, right. Of course you did. Could you imagine the coke you would have done over that? I said, well, iPads are very... A cokehead must have designed them. Yeah, Len, can I borrow the iPad?
That's exactly the way he said it.
Is this an iPad? Hey, asshole. 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 He was in the front row of my stand-up performance the other day at the Stress Factory. And I told the story about the fact that if the Giants covered in '85, he would go to county college because he had 600. He had to put tuition on the game. And I tell a story and I goof on him. At the end, I go, get up, Dan, show yourself to the crowd. What do you think, guys? Did the Giants cover? Okay, they got blown out. He sits down, the laugh goes down, he goes, blow me. Asshole. I fucking laughed. I genuinely laughed. All right. That's the Buddy Guy interview. I love him. Go watch him on the Grammys, man. Experience Hendrix Tour. I'll be there starting February 24th. I love you, Buddy Guy. Thanks. And I love you, Danny. Alfie. And whatever that bouncer is. And the guy who threw me out really should have given me a second job. I mean, look, what did I do? I fucking showed up on my first job and my nose bled because of cocaine in a fight.
What about the fat chef at the
Mr. Uptight
restaurant?
What restaurant?
Do you love him too? The fat guy.
The Mexican. Yeah. Okay, no, kicker. The Mexican hit the lottery 5 years later. My sister, you know that fat Mexican? I go, yeah. He won $30 million.
Oh.
I go, what? She goes, I go, that's something she's happy for him. I go, Stace, learn this sentence. See, I love the Mexican. That guy hit 30 mil. See, I love Stace. My God. The guy who has my blood on me. I said, how do I said, my guy shopping at the Gap. Yeah, that's what I heard, 30 mil. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.